Business on Purpose podcast.
Tim Keller said that freedom is not so much the absence of restriction as much as it is as finding the right restriction. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with the Business on Purpose podcast. It is time for you to be liberated from the chaos of working in your business. We've seen a theme here a lot lately over the last couple of weeks. And in fact, in our world, things seem to move in themes. And I know some of it is seasonal. It seems like when one business owner asks us about budgeting, three more are standing in line. And when one business owner talks to us about hiring, three more are standing in line. And so things really do run in themes in our world, which is great, because it allows it to compound in our minds so that we can coach it well throughout a variety of peer business owners. Well, this theme of freedom has really exploded lately, and freedom more so in weekly schedules. So not just this ambiguous, hey, I want to be free. You know, we talk about it. In fact, our new member site opening June 3rd, the URL is freedom.mybusinessonpurpose.com. And so we talk about liberating small business owners from the chaos of working in their business. That leads to freedom. So this concept of freedom is a powerful, discoverable concept. But the thing is I don't want it to come across as pie in the sky-ish. Like, hey, I just want freedom. I want equity. I want harmony. I want unity. Well, what does that stuff mean? When we're talking about freedom, what we're talking about is the over-ability, the over-capacity for you to be able to live out your unique skill set, your unique gift set to deliver to other people. In fact, I think it was also Tim Keller who said, one of the greatest ways we can love our neighbor is by doing our work. One of the greatest ways we can love our neighbor is by doing our work. In fact, I probably need to do an entire podcast on that. So how do we get so good at our work that it really does show powerful love to our neighbor? How do we get so good at our work that it's really a joy to deliver in a package to people around us, customers, stakeholders, the community, our family, our friends? What does it look like to get so good at those things where we live that out every single day? I want you to go back to Keller's point. Freedom is not so much in the absence of restriction, the absence of restraint, as much as it is in finding the right ones. There's another quote that says, freedom is found in restraint. That's what it says. Freedom is found in restraint. So here's my question. If you want to be a world-class piano player, a cello player, or a bocce ball player, or a world-class race car driver, or a world-class landscaper, what do? You restrain yourself, you chain yourself, you tie yourself to that discipline. If you want to be a world-class piano player, you chain yourself to a piano for hours a day. And then you have the freedom to play piano at an incredibly high level. I ran into a buddy of mine last night who owns a cabinet shop. If you want to be a world-class cabinet maker, then you chain yourself to the discipline of making cabinets so that you then have the freedom to make cabinets. You want to be a world-class business owner? For a while, you're going to have to grind it out. You're going to have to chain yourself to the business, to learn the business, to grow the business, so that you have the freedom to lead the business and to be a genuine owner in the business. How do you do that? Well, the module we go back to all the time is our weekly schedule module. In fact, we call it the non-negotiable weekly schedule. Why? Well, because it is truly non-negotiable. If you want to run a business that you own instead of a business that owns you, then you've got to build a non-negotiable weekly schedule. Scott, that's why I became an owner, so I didn't have to bow to a weekly schedule. So I didn't have to bow to chaos, because that's probably what you're bowing to right now. The only way that you can begin not to bow to chaos is by setting and submitting yourself to a non-negotiable weekly schedule. Does that mean you need to schedule every second of your week? For some of you, maybe. For most of you, not really. For most of you, it means blocking off a significant amount of your week for the highest and best use of your time in terms of the work that you do, and living that out in a powerful way and saying no a lot. Hey, why don't you come over? Man, I can't. I'm sorry. For this season, this is what I've got to do. Hey, why don't you? Man, right now I can't. I'm sorry. For this season, I've got to. And so there's a lot of no's, but there comes freedom in those no's over time and what those no's lead to. You have the ability to build a non-negotiable weekly schedule. That module and many others will be in our Business on Purpose Roadmap coaching experience that launches June 3rd, 2019. And with the peer group of business owners who can spur you on, you'll be able to submit yourself to a weekly schedule. I know it doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but the reality is it works. We've seen it over and over and over again. And there's a moment in my mind where I'm like, well, are we just feeding? No, it works. We've seen it in great repetition. And the business owners will tell you when they submit themselves to a weekly schedule, it goes well with them, and they spend more time working on the business than they do spending time working in the business. You have that opportunity. Great freedom comes in intentional restraint. We'll see you next time, right here on the Business on Purpose podcast, mybusinessonpurpose.com.